Have you ever looked at Google Ads and thought, is it still possible to make real money with this thing? Well, you've come to the right place. We are about to break down a completely modern, proven blueprint for success. And it doesn't matter if you're a freelancer or a business owner. Okay, let's get into it. So just what kind of money are we talking about here? Well, this number, over $146,000, that's what the person who created this blueprint has generated with Google Ads. And that's for their own business and for their clients. So this isn't some theory, you know? These are real-world strategies that have been proven to work. And this quote right here, this is the whole point. The digital world moves so ridiculously fast. Advice from even a couple of years ago can be totally useless. So this guide is all about what's working today and what's going to set you up for success tomorrow. We are only focusing on what you can actually do right now. So here's our game plan. We're going to look at the six-figure opportunity, and then we're going to split into two specific paths, one for freelancers and one for business owners. After that, we'll cover the huge red flags to watch out for if you hire an agency, and then we'll wrap it all up with some universal rules that apply to everyone. Okay, let's jump right into our first path. This one is for all of you out there who want to become a digital marketing pro. If your dream is to build a career running ads for other businesses, this is your step-by-step guide from zero to hero. The crazy thing is, the path forward is actually super clear. You start by getting Google's own certifications, which, by the way, are totally free. Then you go deeper, you learn more advanced stuff. But this next step is crucial. You take on small, simple jobs to get your hands dirty, build some real experience, and get those first amazing reviews. Once you've got that foundation, then you can start raising your rates with confidence. And what does that look like in, actual dollars? Well, you might start out in that $20 to $25 an hour range. That's totally normal. But as you get your footing, that can jump up to over $50 an hour fast. And once you're a real expert, you could be looking at over $100 an hour. This isn't a pipe dream. It is an absolutely achievable career path. Now, before we move on, here are 3 golden rules. Seriously, tattoo these on your brain. First, never, ever, ever pay for a client's ads with your own money. That's their job, not yours. Second, know your worth. If you undercharge, you're just going to attract nightmare clients. And third, never stop learning. The more you learn, the more you can earn. Simple as that. All right, let's switch gears. If you're a business owner and you have a product or a service you need to sell, listen up. This next part is your playbook for using Google Ads to pour gasoline on your company's growth. Let's just go ahead and bust the biggest myth about Google Ads right now. You do not need a massive budget to get started. In fact, that's a terrible idea. The smart way to do it is to start with a small test budget to see if it even works. I mean, why would you invest thousands if you don't have proof? Start small, get proof, then scale. So this brings every business owner to a fork in the road. It's the big question. Do you hire a marketing agency to handle it for you, or do you roll up your sleeves and figure out how to run the ads yourself? Let's break it down. At the end of the day, it really just boils down to time versus money. An agency, a good one at least, brings expertise and saves you a ton of time, but it's a huge investment. We're talking $5,000 a month or more, and that's just their fee, not the ad spend. Plus, they usually want long contracts. Now, doing it yourself means you have total control and it costs way less, but you're trading that money for your own time, and yeah, there's definitely a learning curve. Okay, now if you are leaning towards hiring an agency, you have to listen to this next part. This is absolutely critical. Knowing how to spot a bad agency can literally save you tens of thousands of dollars and months of pure frustration. Let's look at the warning signs. So here's what to look for. You have to inspect their reports like a detective. First, if a report has no date range, that's a massive red flag. I mean, did these results take a week or a year? You have no idea. Second, check the currency. It sounds weird, but if you're a law firm in the US and your ad account is running in Indian rupees, something is very wrong. And finally, if they only talk about happy metrics like clicks and impressions, run. Clicks don't pay the bills. Sales and return on investment do. So, okay, we've talked about what to avoid. Enough of the scary stuff. What does a good result actually look like? Well, let me show you an amazing example of a campaign that was done right. It's the perfect proof that a smart strategy is way more important than a big budget. All right, take a look at this number. $6. That's it. That was the total daily ad spend for one of the creator's students. $6 a day. That's less than 2 fancy coffees. It's basically nothing. And what did that $6 a day budget turn into? Over $5,000 in revenue. Just let that sink in for a second. This is the whole point. It's not about spending money. It's about achieving an incredible return on that money. This is all the proof you need that a smart strategy will beat a huge budget every single time. Okay, let's bring everybody back together now. Freelancers, business owners, everyone. This last section is, I think, the most important part of this whole thing. It's the mindset, the core belief that you have to have for long-term success, no matter which path you're on. You have to see this as a learning journey. Nobody, and I mean nobody, gets this perfect on day one. You're going to have trial and error, you're going to fail sometimes, and that's okay. The people who actually succeed are the ones who are patient, the ones who learn from their mistakes, and, the ones who actually kind of enjoy the process of cracking the code. So give yourself a break. So the blueprint is right here in front of you. We've laid out the path for freelancers and the playbook for business owners. The only question left is, which path are you going to start walking down today?